Okay, let's code for flat bodies now. Okay, first of all, we need to mention the normal vector of plane. Let's keep it 1. B is equal to 0. This is actually same for 2yz plane. C is equal to 0. D is equal to 3. Let's mention the XYZ meshgrid. Meshgrid, and we can keep it as. This time we are going to go for minus as well. Origin 0, 0. We have to go for minus 0, so you're going to go for minus 10 to 10. Okay, let's put in a number of 2 points close to each other. Let's put 0.1 as space between 2 points. Okay, let's mention first surface, positive surface f1 a to a dot. Actually, a is one of the same thing. X this time plus by plus c z minus d. Let's not put it in logical operation this time, because I have to apply Macaulay in here. So let me show without Macaulay first, then we're gonna, because without Macaulay you can't just say it. Let's show without Macaulay. F2 is equal to same thing. This A1 is like minus A. We can generalize it later on. I will generalize it. Generalize function. We're going to create that thing also. Then we're going to create a function as F1 plus F2. This time we're going to go for logical operation, and we're going to go for less than equivalent. I told him for 1 equivalent to 0. It won't show this because without Macaulay doesn't work. I'm going to go for isosurface x comma y comma z comma z comma f. Let's run this up. Okay, it's empty. There would be nothing because it's not satisfying. Okay, now let's apply Macaulay now. F1 of F1 less than 0 is equal to 0. This is Macaulay applying. Wait a second, I'm doing Macaulay brackets. This was like Macaulay by brackets. You can go for F like same thing. F2 is equal to F2 of F2 less than 0 equivalent to 0. Okay, therefore this thing also. Now let's see if it can visualize now. Surfaces, we're gonna visualize the surface first. So here is your surface at 0. 0, this will be 3, close to 3. This is surface. If you need to visualize the what we're gonna say, the volume, you go for volume viewer. It's not that difficult. Okay, wait a second now. First, this is isosurface, surface of these two planes. In this direction, other direction is not. There's no surface because it's going to infinity in this direction. Okay, surface. In order to visualize the volume, you go for apps. You go for volume viewer app. Okay, it will take some time. We're gonna make a function of this one. Just you have to give a, b, and c's and d's, and rest function can do it itself. Is it showing? Oh my goodness, so slow. Let me load it one more time. No, it's because sometimes it happens. Like this is your volume. It's just going. You can understand what this is happening. You're just pulling these slices up and down or sideways. This is like Z plane. It will be helpful in medical imaging when you go for MRI, CT scans. That happens actually. This is like X plane moving. Why is it plane? That's perpendicular to X. This is your plane volume. Okay. You can go for volume viewer in this part, 3D volume. This is your volume. So we're not gonna go for now volume viewer every time because it's taking time to visualize it. We're gonna go for a surface. Okay. If you have to add number of surfaces, you go for up, down, right, left. So let's create a generalized function first. Okay. Okay, let's create a function. Function. What will the output? Let's say f is an output, and it's called as flat bodies. Flat bodies. Now, first of all, your input is n, number of surface. Okay, number of, okay, and then a comma b comma c comma d. These are the inputs. You don't have to do anything else. You just have to copy paste. We're gonna write it again. Okay, you wanna go for mesh grid. Okay, I'm gonna mention mesh grid first. X comma y comma z is equal to mesh grid. Now it is a thing how from which point to which point it should be. Okay, that what should we actually give it, and let me range in here, comma range, because we might change for something else, then it should go for range in here. Put range in there. Okay, then we had to write the function for loop, because for n is not greater than 1, we have to add it up to 1 more times. First, give f as empty matrix. For let's say I is equal to 1 to number of surfaces, you can go for like this part, same part here. Control I, f is equal to ax. This is the most important thing. I'm gonna go for a. I'm gonna keep it in row matrix. Okay, that will be like 1 comma I, first row, ith column. What I mean, you will understand it later when I'm gonna make surfaces in our main code. For now, just you write like this. First row, comma, ith column. Same thing in here. Okay, then f1 of f1 is 0, so then I'm gonna go for append the f that is empty. Now I'm gonna add f's to it, so I'm gonna create an f plus f1. For second one, f1 would be, f2 would be like f1, so I don't actually write it again. And I have to write f is equal to a function f single of f, and then f is equal to f equal to 0. This is logical. Let's see if it works. Okay, let's save it for flat bodies. Now the same thing we're going to apply on, I have just mentioned this one, say it also, isosurface x, y, z, and f, and grid on x label. You can actually put it this one also, x axis, go for y label, axis, z label, z axis, and you can go for title as well. You can write flat bodies. Okay, now just delete everything in there. Now you have to mention A's, B's, and C's and D's. Second one will be like -1 for second. Along their columns, I'm going to define different surfaces. I hope you understand what I'm doing. I'm adding second surface along columns. If it is clear, let's see. F is equal to flat bodies, and I'm going to input number of, it is like size of, it will be like 2. You already know it's 2. You can mention it actually here, and is equal to 2 surfaces are there, so yeah, just mention n in here. So a comma b comma c comma d comma range is up to us, so we're going to mention minus 10, 0.1 as space, and to 10. Okay, so let's see if there is an error. There's no problem in that one. Okay, here's an error here. Just mention it as zeros of, like you had to mention the size first. Size x, and let's hope it may, right, let's see, incompatible size. That's what it's saying. This crosses up. That what is we're working on. Let's see if it works. Okay, let's run it first for taking time. Let's me not do that much. Okay, here's 3 3. Put at a distance of 3 and 3. Okay, now let's run it. Okay, this is it. 0. It's actually 3 3. Okay, range is very good. So this is like your surfaces. Now we're gonna add number of bodies to it, number of surfaces to it, I mean number of surfaces to it, and visualize it. Okay. Well, let's add number of surface. Let me add. There are 6. Let's make a cube. There are 6 faces to a cube. Yep. So we're gonna make 3. First of all 3, then catenate it again, but with minus sign. What I mean, let's say 1 1 1, then I go for 1 0 0. We'll talk about what I'm doing. This time I'm going to do 1 0 second plane times 0 1, keep it equal distance 3 3. Look at this. This is like your YZ plane. This is your like XZ plane. In a XZ plane, this is like your XY plane. This one ones. Okay. Now I just told you I'm going to concatenate it. A is equal to A and put it minus A to put the opposite sides. Look at the output now, so we don't have to write it again. No. A is here. Why is not working? I haven't run it yet. Yep, now it works good. Same thing for B is equal to B minus B. Same thing for C equal to C minus C, and for D is same. You're gonna add like, I can make it like this one. Ones of size. You can put any A, B, or C. I'm gonna multiply it with 3. Okay, this is it. Okay, N is 2. Let me do different way of using N because I would forget using N. How many N's are there? I can go like size A comma along rows. No, not rows, along column. It should be equivalent to 6. Okay, this is okay now. Let's plot it up. So this is your cube. If you wonder why is this like little inclined, because it's like points are 1 units apart, you can actually decrease the space by just mentioning 0.1. It will be like slower running time, but you can see that it will be like flat now. Look at this, it's flat now because points are not close to each other. So this is your cube, and we can plot different shapes to it. This video will be like too much, like more than 10 minutes. Let's finish this video here. Maybe next time we'll do irregular shaped bodies. For this video, cube is enough. Okay, thank you for watching.